What's going on, YouTube? It's your girl, Nickelodeon, and I'm talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So these guys are in Barcelona, Spain, the city of romance, the city of love, and their men's were confident enough to send them out to Spain to have a good time as a girls trip, which I thought was cool. It says a lot about each of their relationships and stuff like that. So I thought that was cool. Right off the bat, they having issues in Barcelona, with Portia and Marlo. And Marlo is being drunk and being sloppy and being messy. They sitting at the table together having dinner like they usually do, getting together. And, it seems like Marlo is taking shots at Portia, bringing up the situation between So Marlo's at the table. She's starting stuff off with Portia, talking about stuff that happened last year, about what happened with her and Candy, and how, she just, was believing everything that she heard and spreading rumors and all of that about Candy. So Portia jumps back and she's like, no, we're not going to do that. No, we're not going to bring up old things. Me and Candy had to squash that, and you're not fitting to stir things up and bring that back up again. Even Nene, who is Marlo's BFF, is telling Marlo, she's looking at Marlo like, Marlo, stop. Marlo, stop. Like, you being real messy. We got the new character on the show, Eva, and Eva sitting here, this is a lot of firsts for Eva, sitting around the table with these ladies and just observing the arguing and the shadiness. And she said, in her little private thing, Eva said, the shade is real here with these ladies. Like, you have no idea. Like, she's just sitting here like, for real? Like, really? Y'all argue like this? But yeah, she was just sitting at the table shocked, and even before the dinner, they was arguing about the rooms. Everybody, Cynthia is the one who had booked the I think I'm not sure what it was. It was like a private hotel for them, and Cynthia booked it. All of the ladies had complaints about it. They said, I'm not sure what the complaints were. I think the rooms were not small enough, or just not up to their standards, or up to what they was used to, or something like that. So everybody has something to say about the room. And Candy calls the biggest room in the house, because I guess that was the best room in the house, and Nene and Cynthia gets together and they're like, wait a minute, that's kind of rude, because usually the host is the one to get the biggest room, and we are the host, correct? So they had a little meeting with the girls. They come down and they're like, yeah, we think that the elders should get the bigger room. They should have brought up the fact that they was hosting it. That would have probably made her step back and made Candy step back and gave up the room. But they said something about being elderly, and they or something like that. So that's what she messed up at, because she's trying to use her age to get what she wanted. So Candy starts getting on her and starts cracking jokes about, she's like, Nene, you always got something to say about your age, or something like that. So they back and forth arguing about the fact that Nene's sensitive about her age, and petty, little arguments. Now the arguments are starting to turn into little arguments that is not relevant, and arguments that you would definitely have with somebody that you know for a long time, or something like that. Because you can't argue with somebody if you don't really know how old they are, or that, or anything like that. So you can tell Candy and Nene do know each other, and Candy knows Nene well, and she's calling Nene out, and Nene don't like it. But yeah. So I'm back, yes, and Marlo was being extra, and she was acting like she was drunk, and she was really just like getting at Portia for no apparent reason. And yeah, they was talking about how um Nene had an issue with um her age or something like that. Her and Candy was going back and forth with her age. Um, so the next day, they all get together. They sitting down there at breakfast, and Eva's going through the house asking everybody, do they drink coffee? And no, everybody's like, no, no, we don't drink coffee. And I feel Eva, because I drink coffee in the morning. I'm just like what? Like, nobody in there drink coffee? Pardon me, y'all. Just put on a little bit of lip treatment. And it's it. It's it. Okay. Shout out to It Cosmetics. I love them. I tried them for the first time last year, and I really fell in love with. I know y'all looking like, girl, you need that lip treatment. I fell in love with the product. So my favorite thing that I love, like a must have, like something that I must have, is the lip treatment. So shout out to them, and I don't get paid. I'm just shouting them out because I like it. But um, what happened? So they start beefing at breakfast. They start arguing like they do. Like they get around the table and somebody says something reckless. So incident happened where um Portia is poor somebody I read somebody comment, and it said Portia wearing sunglasses is a mood. And I understand that because she's over everybody in the group at this point. She's like, I can't trust you, I can't trust you. So I'm putting on these shades right here and I'm staying to myself. And that's what that's where she at right now. I think Shamia is warming up to her, and they starting to become tight, even though Portia is kind of having her guard up with Shamia as well. But they are kind of getting that friendship back that they had. But Portia's chilling in a room with Shamia, and Sheree comes in, and Sheree is like um talking to them like, like, what y'all doing, y'all in all being quiet all in the room, so she comes in there and she's like, so let's call Kim, because Kim didn't go on a trip. I don't know if y'all seen the previews from this episode, but Kim did not go to Spain with them. And I think I'm not sure what the excuse was that she used, but she didn't go. And everybody's like, tripping because Kim didn't go. But also a surprise twist, Kenya didn't go. And Kenya is disappearing from the show more and more this season, ever since she has been getting married. And then there's been rumors going around that her husband didn't want anything to do with the show. So she's gonna back down her boo, and she's going to probably not want nothing to do with the show herself eventually. So as you can see from a couple of episodes back, when Kenya kind of stormed off after them meeting together to have dinner after they was helping Texas and helping the people down there after the flood and everything, and she stormed off and went in the bathroom, and I think she gave the camera crew the finger, and she was talking about how, everybody at that table was stupid bitches, and they, she ain't want nothing to do with them. She was definitely sending off vibes that she eventually don't want nothing to do with the show. That's what I got from it. So now here she is, not on the trip with them at Spain, so she's not getting much television time. So, and as you know, the entire group probably doesn't like Kenya, so they were happy. Okay, so they're in the room, Sheree and Portia and Shamia, and they're all like, "Yeah, girl," and they talking to Kim, and they're like, "Guess who didn't come?" And they tell Kim Kenya didn't come. She's like, then here goes Kim, "Bitch, I should have came." Like, they are just cruddy. Like, they all got their own little groups, and it's a surprise that they still be trying to hang together as, a group when it's only like these few click together. So yeah, so Kim is fucking with Sheree now. So her and Sheree is BFFs, and um so she's like, you know Portia's like, well, oh yeah, okay. So this is why I think this is the reason they heard why Kim didn't go on the trip, is because Kim was sick. So Portia says, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear about you being sick, and cancer runs in my family, and I heard that you was a cancer survivor." So Kim was like, "What, bitch? You heard what? I don't got no cancer." And then she's like going on, and she's like, "Well, who told you that? How'd you hear that?" And then that's when Nene's name came up, and then she was saying something about how Nene was saying like she was a cancer survivor, or she had thyroid issues and things like that. So Kim starts going in, blowing things out of proportion, talking about how, Nene is a hateful bee, and that's why I caught this bee parking in the handicap spot, and she got roaches in her crib, she got a roach nest house, and all of this. And Sheree and Portia was just listening to all of this, like, dang, like she going in, okay. So after the phone conversation, they're all sitting together, and they all get a text message. Ain't this how they always do it? It just sounds familiar from like last season. How they all get a text message about Nene and about her parking in a parking spot in her house and her handicap, and then her house being a roach nest and all of that. So it was just real trifling, when she could have just simply just called Nene and asked Nene why she was saying those things about her. She could have just easily said that. So, but they going back and forth at the table about that, and Nene's like, why is you? She's like, my house is brand spanking new. And when she said that, I was no more good, because her face was like, new. And I'm like, this is grown women acting like that. Like, who does that? Who comes in somebody's house and like trashes what they got and just puts them down completely? Y'all is there to build each other up. Like, y'all shouldn't be on that level. And eventually Nene got to that point where she was like, what, we shouldn't even be doing that. We shouldn't be going in each other's house and putting each other down and stuff like that. But it's very, very crazy. Very crazy. So, apparently Nene and Kim is not on the level of friendship that we thought. Like, they quietly beef, and now it's to the point where they're not quiet anymore. Like, the hate is real. The hate is real, and it's coming out. Okay, so, let's talk about Sheree's hair. Because she went from rocking would look like, I don't know if either it was a sewing or either it was a wig, but it was like a bob cut, dark brown style, which I liked. It was different from the braids that she's been rocking for half of the last couple episodes. Not the same. I like the braids too, but the style that she had on this episode, I loved it. I was like, oh, I love that cut. It was just so flowing and everything. And then they did an activity together where they was driving these like dune buggy things through the city of Spain, and Sheree's hair was different. It was kind of like a curly, and it was red at the tips. So I really like that. I think Sheree is definitely stepping up her hair game this season, and I like a lot of the styles that she wears to her hair. So yeah, they did the dune buggy thing through the streets together. Portia crashed into I think she had crashed into Nene and Eva. So they said, I don't care what you say, girl. You can make up all the excuses in the world. You just can't drive. Here goes Shamia. She in the passenger seat with Portia. She's like, oh, no, let me out. Portia's like, girl, please. But it was funny, though. So, I don't know. But, Nikki, so they're in Barcelona, and they're doing activities. They're hanging out, trying to get along, nothing too serious popped off besides the text message from Kim saying that Nene was living in a roach nest, and that she's a foul person and she parks in handicapped spots and all kinds of ridiculous stuff. So Kim is going to have a lot to answer to when they return back home. So I don't even know why she sent out that text message, because her what is the old saying, the bark is louder than the bite or something like that. So I know I'm saying that wrong. Pretty much she got a whole lot of mouth, but ain't gonna back nothing up. Ain't gonna back nothing up. Like, for real. Like, I ain't really never seen Kim like fight nobody or nothing like that. Like, Nene, I definitely want to be for her. Like, for real. like why is you be for her? Because she will rip your head off when she get back home. So, stay tuned for the next episode. Sorry, I'm all congested and everything like that. Thank you so much for watching my videos.
Anyway, I'm stopping bags like the TSA. Listen up, you little bitches, it's a PSA. I'm still shading all these niggas, yeah, the beat away. You gotta pay me flat bread, yeah, the Pete away. I know you're sad and tired, you got nothing.